Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So we got the update recently in Monster Strike, so a few new quests were added to the library. So I'll make a couple videos about ones that I'm farming from there. And then the first one is Koyuki, and then I'm calling this the Super Speed Clear, because I can get clears in like 6 minutes or less, which is pretty crazy. It might be character specific, but I can tell you my thinking behind how I do my turns. But we see these anti-bounce guys on every stage. I just ignore them completely and I just go straight for the boss. And then once we take down the boss, the anti-bounce guys will disappear. So that's how we can get through it quickly. The anti-bounce guys will damage us, but if we can get through the stages quickly enough, then we don't have to worry about them. And then kind of the gimmick for this mission is these angels. When we take them down, they drop a sword. And then that sword is really kind of the only way we can do really good damage to the boss. So the first character that I have on every stage, I try to take down the angels. And then with the next characters, I like to pick up the swords and then do damage to the mini-boss or boss. And then having a couple of like specialty damage dealers is a really good idea. And specifically, that's a Takenaka Ascension there, the second one, and then a Nightingale Ascension, my fourth character. I really want them to pick up the swords and then do damage to the boss. So I can kind of think about you know, my turn order, who I want to start each stage with, and then that way I can play more efficiently. And then my max luck is Asuna and Kirito, and I'm using them just because they are pierced, so they can get around easily, and because they have null gravity barrier and null blocks, they can also get around easily in this stage. Their main job is to take down the angels. And then same thing for Ribbon in my third slot. She has speed up as well, so she can really assist my other characters in getting more hits on the boss. And then this run is actually not as smooth as most of my runs, but even then it takes very short. Alright, so with Nightingale, she's got the sword, we'll do some damage there. And then with Asuna and Kirito, let's see if we can get rid of that other angel. Very good. Picked up the sword by accident, but that's not the end of the world. And then with Takenaka, let's pick up the sword and then do some damage to the boss. Okay, very good. If I'd hit the weak point, that would have been the end of the stage, but whatever. And with Snowbow, let's see if we can take down an angel. No, but no big deal. Okay, with Nightingale, we took down the angels, so my order is a little bit off. But with Asuna and Kirito, let's just kind of waste a turn, so that the next turn we can pick up the sword with Takenaka, and then take down the boss and move on to the next stage. Alright, so that is why we want to get rid of the anti-bounce guys in a hurry, because they'll hit us with the lightning. But typically, with this team, I can get through the stages so quickly that that attack never comes up. Okay, second boss stage. With a Snowbow, with Ribbon, let's get rid of angels if we can. Alright, good. And then with Nightingale, we'll pick up the sword and then do some damage to the boss. Excellent. And then the sword, it works for bump combos as well, so if we hit Nightingale here, we can get some damage. I didn't want to take down the boss though, so we'll just use up that turn there. Again, so that the next turn Takenaka can pick up the sword, and then she will have that power up for the next stage. Alright, with Ribbon, we'll get that bump combo out. And then with Nightingale, let's pick up the sword, move on to the next stage. Excellent. Okay, with Asuna and Kirito, let's take down the angels. And then, yes, this is where them having the null gravity barrier and the null block is helpful, because they have total freedom of movement in this mission. Okay, so we did a little bit of damage to the boss. More importantly, we took down the angels and got the swords out. So with Takenaka, let's head down, let's pick up the sword and do some damage to the boss. Excellent. Alright, and then with the Snowbow, I'm gonna actually use her strike shot and then pick up the sword. Because I knew I would be able to get her this turn, or the next turn with Nightingale, so I wouldn't have to save the sword. Okay, so that was Koyuki, maybe just under 6 minutes. And that's not even my smoothest run, so that's pretty good. And then as for the character of Koyuki, the evolution is very good as a max luck for Arcadia. She is a power type, so she's slow, but that doesn't matter too much there, since you get speed down a lot anyway, and then you hit the speed up panels. And then she has a strike shot, which makes it very easy to get rid of certain monsters in that mission. And then the Ascension is interesting. She's a Pierce with a Null Warp and Null Block. And there's no quest really where she is perfect, except for Izanami Kai. But it's very suspicious that in the future she will be good for something. And then actually, I think she's the best max luck for an all-Pierce team in Avalon. She has a Blast Bump combo, so she can work really good with like Noah's Plasma and Speed Up, or with D'Artagnan's follow-up Piercer, so yeah, she's pretty good max luck for there. Okay, hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you again. Take care.